The time of the day just before the sun sets and about 15 to 20 minutes after the sun sets is referred to as golden hour, and it's a great time to photograph people. Just before the sun sets, there'll be a time when the sunlight is very warm, as you can see here on this girl. She could look at the camera without squinting because when the sun is that low, it's not so intense. On this one, the sun wasn't quite as warm that day. In this close-up of the previous image, you can see that little sparkle of sunlight in her eyes, and that's a good thing to have, as I'll talk about later when I mention catch lights. Now here's a case where the sunlight was too warm. I was using the golden hour sunlight, but there was no other color in that sun other than red. So to get this more accurate rendition of her skin tone, I used my softbox to block the sunlight on her and then fired the flash. When the sun is low in the sky, its light is very warm and it allows you to photograph animals and action pictures because the contrast is low enough that you can have freedom of movement. Now here the sun has set and we'll have about 15-20 minutes, maybe more if you use higher ISOs, of beautiful soft light to work with. So while we had that soft light, I just had her run through a series of different poses. So when you have low contrast light, you can turn your subject in just about any direction and get a good result. Now, if the light were stronger here, we'd actually have more of a split light situation where we have the sunset to the left and the blue sky to the right. But again, because the contrast is low, it's very acceptable.